Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So right now I'm going to really start breaking down what are all the features in C# and teach you C# going forward from now. Last time I only wanted to, last two parts, I just wanted to teach you guys what object-oriented programming was and to make you understand what that is going from that point. But right now I'm going to go down C#. Let's add a new project, and I'm starting from here to, I'm going to be using a console application to teach this little series that I'm teaching right here. Please help me out and subscribe to my channel. Helps me out with the YouTube algorithm so that my videos can be popular and people can watch my videos out there. Just like the video and subscribe to my channel. It's very important you subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Alright, so let's create a console application. Console application. I want to make this time around, just make sure that there are so many options here. Make sure you use the .NET framework, C# version, .NET framework, C#, C, console application, .NET framework. Alright, so I'm going to do continue next. What do we call this project name? So I'm going to call it C# demo, right? C# demo, just do C# demo. So let's just go back and it's fine. Okay, so we created this right here, and so this is your first thing you see is your program, the CS file in .NET application, .NET C# application. Everything comes from the main void. It has to be an entry point, and the main void, static void main class. Sorry, static main void main class. Static void main method is the method called class. Method is the entry point of the .NET application, the C# application. So this is the entry point, and this is where we're going to do some little manipulations and all of that. So first of all, what is C#? So this is an introduction to C# now. So what is C#? C#, it's called C#, but it's mainly seen as C#, like that, with this what's the symbol? Pound sign. C and the pound sign is a C#, right? So what is C#? C# is a Microsoft language. This language was created by Microsoft, and it runs on a .NET platform. So you can see that this is Visual Studio .NET, right? So this is Visual Studio. It runs on a .NET platform, right? It's part of the C family, like C programming language family. Like you have the C++, you have the C#, and you have the C programming languages. It is similar to C#, C++, and Java, the way in terms of how they program it right now. The latest version as of today that I'm recording, this is 2022. The latest version as of today, and you can look at the date right here, is C#9. Okay, so when you're watching this video, it could be C#10, it could be C# on different versions, but the latest version is C#9. Okay, that being said, okay, so let's go into what are the uses of C#. Okay, what is it used for? You can use C# to program mobile application, desktop application, web application, web services, websites, games, visual reality, databases, and so much more. The most popular ones are web applications, desktop applications, mobile applications, and web services, and console application as well. Like this is a console application. Okay, so this is things you can do with C#. C# is a core language that runs behind most websites that you see, mainly C# and Java, and Python too. But C# is popular in many applications that you see out there that are running. Okay, so let's get into like a basic syntax of C#, right? And every time that you go into learning a new language, there is always this hello world application that is being like that they always like start off from. So let's start off from the hello world. Like they just write out hello world and then just see what happens. You know, how do I create an application that will just print out hello world to the screen? You know, that's what I'm going to do. In C#, it is to print out something on the screen. It's like console. The console is like the screen. Okay, console.writeLine. It's already telling me what to do. Console.writeLine. In the parentheses, you do parentheses like that, and you do like a open and close quotation. Okay, that is, if you're going to write a string of character, you have to do open and close quotation. I'm going to do hello world. Alright, I know, this is common, but we're going to change this very soon, but I just want to see that you can actually write this out to the screen. This is the first thing. Okay, and then to run this application, you're going to just start run, and then it's going to pop up a screen for you, and it will print that to the screen. Why does this keep happening? And then print it out. It did print out, but you didn't see it. So let me make sure that we actually see it. Console.readKey or readLine, to make sure that we kind of read that thing that was printed out there. Okay, let's make sure that it's clear. Okay, so you can see that it's actually hello world right there. Right, it did print it out, but we didn't see it first. Right, it's actually hello world right there. So this is your first C# code that you've written. If you're a new beginner, it's your very first C# script that you've written. Okay, you're able to print a hello world on the screen. So how about we do my first programming script or programming code. What was that? Yeah, that's correct, right? My first programming code. So this is like a character. You can print out something right there. This is the first step, right? So let's see. So it's printed my first programming code right there. My first programming code. Alright, so I'm going to stop it. Okay, so that's that. So now let's understand what this is. This whole thing that you're seeing right here, what these are. You could see that we have, the first thing is a namespace, right? Namespace usually takes the name of your project. If you have your class, like this program.cs is a class, right? If you have your class under a folder, it's going to be the namespace dot the folder dot the class name, right? So it's going to be your namespace dot the folder and then the class name. So not dot the class name, it's going to be namespace dot the folder. In this case, we don't have a folder. Namespace is usually starting with the project name. So in this case, it's a project name. So namespace is a container that holds classes, container that holds common related classes that are common. It holds common classes. In this case, we have just one. So there's just one class in this namespace. If you see, if I collapse it, it holds that class, right? It holds that class, right? So it's just this one class. It holds it. That's a namespace. Okay. What is a class? We already discussed a class, right? A class is a container or a blueprint that holds properties of an object, right? And then this here is what prints out what we're writing. A comment, if you're going to put a comment, like to help you remember something, a comment is just double slash. There are multiple comments, but double slash will give you the basic comments. Okay, then there are three types of way you can put a comment, but double slash will give you a way of, this is a comment to remind me of my code. So this will kind of like remind you of, you kind of put comments to explain, help you explain what the code, what each line of code is doing. If you're trying to remind people of what the code is doing, you put comments in there. So this is a comment. So this is your first intro to C#, and this is your first programming line. This is you printed first program. So